what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoy it. If you are a coach, you have to suss out that your team is feeling like they're better than they are, right? I don't know that you're going to be able to, and I haven't been out of practice because my schedule hadn't allowed it this fall, but you cannot tell me, was Perk impactful during camp?
Taylor, you were
Perkins?
certainly out there more than I was.
It's hard to tell. Like, mostly what we saw was team drills, like 7-on-7. Again, you're not rushing the passer full out. You're not doing that. I mean, he was, but I mean, I kind of thought Omar Spates looked more natural in the middle, at least in camp, and he kind of did last night as well. So he was impactful at times.
Here is Kelly on Harold Perkins.
Well, I mean, you know, he's playing a position for the first time, so there's a learning curve there. He's learning. He's learning how to play linebacker for the first time. You know, we put him in a position last year where he was see ball, get ball. Now he's in a position where, you know, he's got to get over the top. He's got a back coming out of the backfield. You know, he's got to be disciplined and you know, can't lose his eyes on the quarterback mesh. You know, fourth down. There's a lot going on there, and he's trying to sort it out. You're catching a young player early on in his career, and he's going through some growing pains.
That's the most. I mean, I know that all this is disappointing, but that's the most disappointing clip out there because why is he going? Why is he playing the position then?
Yeah, and we talked about it. If you're going to play the position, there was advantages to playing that position from the outside because teams were a year ago. If you were lining up, well, they were scheming you and they were going away from you. Watch the Texas A&M game. Well, it's like if he's in the middle, then they can't really do that, and you can be creative with him, but I didn't see that creativity. I mean, he was a spy most of the night. A spy sometimes, like in the Alabama game last year, he was a spy, and it worked out well. They switched it up a little bit. That was like it was a player that, just like BK just said, did not look comfortable playing the position. And if he's not going to look comfortable, and in the next segment we'll go over some of the grades, and it'll tell exactly the story of who he is. Like, you have to make him comfortable. You have to find a way. Now, you do have other linebackers that if you want to say, hey, Greg Penn, it's going to be you and Omar Spates, and Harold, you're going to go back to a jack-of-all-trades kind of guy. Like, you have that ability. Or you can still keep him there, but just be creative with him. And he's got to play better, too.
Yeah.
Let's not
he
put
didn't
this.
win. That's what I was going to point out. When he did line up in the edge, he didn't win. Like, he got blocked every single time. FSU's O-line kicked your ass.
If you, like, and I think that the tape will tell this, if you'll go back and you'll watch it, every time that Perk lined up on the edge, Jordan Travis got the ball out quick.
Yes.
Like, it was definitely something where that was the game plan. Anytime he lined up on the edge, even the touchdown to Coleman against Major Burns, he won.
That was his best
He
pass
won
rush
and didn't
of the
get
night.
touched, but Jordan Travis got the ball out so quick it didn't matter.
I agree.
So, like, every time he was up on the edge, they had a plan. All right, hey, Jordan, hey, get the ball out of your hands. They got this guy coming, and he did, and he did a masterful job of it.
Who'd ever life Chris with a $5 super chat? He's an Alabama fan, but he says, "I want to know something fun. I want to know something." BK went on record saying, "Quote: We're gonna beat the heck out of FSU." Funny, huh? Funny. See you November. Roll Tide.
I mean, every coach says something similar.
Was it like a touchdown?
It was the coach's show, I think, on the radio.
That's the frustrating part about Harold Perkins was if you were going to sell me on him being in the middle, of which I was not the biggest fan. The only way I agreed with it is what Jake was talking about. If you were going to like rush him and play games with him and make him threatening, he was just over the slot, dropping into zone coverage. Like it felt like 70% of the time. And it's like the great irony is the whole idea, again, if you're going to sell me on him being in the middle was, well, you can't scheme him, right?
Yes.
He looked infinitely more schemable last night than he did last year.
I agree.
Like, you know what you can't scheme? Just a pass rush. Just somebody one-on-one on the edge. I mean, you can slide to more. So and again, all of this does go back to a lot of it. In all of this conversation, the common denominator is FSU is good. Jordan Travis is good. When you look dominant against Arkansas last year, it's because you have a quarterback that's terrified to throw the ball. And so you can chase him down without him making a play. You try to chase Jordan Travis down, He's keeping his eyes downfield. Like Jake said, even when you win, and go watch the Keon Coleman touchdown. I mean, Harold Perkins won. Like, basically, I mean, it didn't get touched, and it didn't matter. He actually wasn't even close to getting the sack. So a lot of this is about FSU being good, like when he did line up on the edge and getting blocked even. So, but it just frustrates me because for all the justification of putting him in the middle, you did not execute on any of the reasons why I thought it made any sense to put him there in the first place.
Yeah, I thought we would see he's lined up at a stack backer, slanting in defensive tackle, slanting in the edge. Here comes Harold Perkins around. Here comes double A Mug with him and Omar. I thought all of that was going to be on the table.
I guess you can't go double A Mug when you don't trust your secondary at all.
There's a lot of truth into that as well.
And you can't play man coverage, and that's such a sad state for LSU football to be in. An empire that was built on man coverage, and now we're just weak little zone boys getting picked apart.
Well, what quarter was
Sad
it?
asshole zone boys.
I think it was late in the third, early in the fourth.
I got this area, you get that area.
What happened to, hey, let's freaking fight, me and you, one-on-one? I'm sorry, Taylor.
That's Slant Boy's cousin. So
No,
exactly.
You make a good point, though, because, like, it's part of the reason you didn't rush the passer because you didn't trust your back end. And who was it? I guess it was Herb Street on the broadcast. It was like, look, LSU sending everybody. And it was like 4th and 3, but the DBs got absolutely burned because they were in man coverage. So it's like you couldn't blitz because your DBs were so bad.
It was funny last night. I was talking about, I know we got to get a break. It's the last point here, but you know how like sometimes you can have a bit of social anxiety. Like, okay, you'll go through a situation and then you'll go home, you'll be replaying in your head and you'll start to feel really insecure about something, right? Most of the time, that is in your head. Like, no, those people did like you. Everybody had fun. Your joke was funny, this or that, whatever. Last night, LSU, we were all very insecure about that LSU secondary. And then, no, it turns out no one likes you. You're awkward. You're annoying. Your jokes made everybody uncomfortable. Like, I don't think you're going to get invited back. No, like, all of you were right to be insecure. And that's how watching that secondary felt last night. Prince Kabuka, what you doing up here, bro?
Deuce Chestnut was in, like, good position, too. But, look, I mean, the physics of it just wasn't going to work out in his favor. Major Burns was in a great spot on that Coleman touchdown.
God, see, this is why I get pissed off. Because that's what a top 5 wide receiver group does.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm talking about. For years now, we keep crowning that's not Jamar Chase, Terrace Marshall, and Jordan Jefferson. Like, we keep crowning these guys as being so damn good before the season, and you just don't see it. Like, you're dropping wide open balls, and they're mossing great coverage.
Yeah. And, you pointed that out, and I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt, but you're exactly right. Like, that was not bad coverage.
No, that's true. I didn't
like
think of that,
Chestnut, like in the corner of the end zone, look, he's 5'11".
Yeah.
He was right there and tried to do everything he could. Major Burns is a safety, and he was right there. It's a hell of a play by the receiver. And so, like, even when they played really good man coverage, the receiver went and made a play.
And it's not as much, I mean, look, and I feel bad because guys like Deuce Chestnut, Deuce is maximizing what he's had out there, and he's making plays. So, like, when I come after the second, I feel bad a bit because it's more of a roster building problem. Like, you should have more talent out there. Just no excuse not to. Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.